Hi, I'm Tech Creator Omega, and welcome to Vicarwissen, no, God, I don't know. Anyways, there's some stuff in the background. Feel free to pause it and read it. So, yeah, that's a thing. I don't know, it has to do with the origin of what I assume we're hunting. So, or finding, or being killed by. Happy Friday, lovely people. She's Maggie, and she's Stella. So, Stella, Maggie, done. And we're the Legend Hunters. We investigate so that you don't have to. Well, guys, it's that time of the year again. You guys are... Who's speaking right now? Well, Maggie is, but... The air is chill, the pumpkin is spiced, and we're gearing up for our evening abroad. She can talk... without, moving her mouth. I'm slightly concerned. Then for those of you who are new to our channel, we spend most of our time in the New England area. Oh... I found how to save. It's just right-click. We spend most of our time in the New England area. The evening abroad is something we do once a year around Halloween. It's basically just what it sounds like. Maggie and I spend a night at some notoriously paranormal-y spot outside the U.S. Last year we had an absolute blast looking for I'm gonna need to stop doing that. Last year we had an absolute blast looking for Nessie in the Scottish Highlands. Check that out in the links below. Oh, so you guys have some sort of channel. It's almost like you said you had a channel. This year we figured make things a little more interesting, and asked you guys to send some suggestions as to where we ought to go. This is one of those games where I'm gonna have to read, and I'm gonna fuck it up. Back in June we picked one, but we kept it a secret. But since you're the best fans ever, you contributed to our Kickstarter anyway, so now it's time for the big reveal. Get excited, we're looking for a creature so terrifyingly spooky that no other paranormal investigators have ever dared challenge it. I mean, it's more likely because nobody else has ever heard of it, but sure. This is a wonderful face to make. I would totally screenshot that, but, you know. Yeah, okay, maybe, but it's still awesome. Observe. It's the one on the left. Look. This right here is the oh god. He comes from the little country of Slovenia, and he's basically their take on the werewolf. The story is that once upon a time there was a banquet for all the Earth's animals. One time a human snuck in wearing a cloak made out of bones and fur and stuff. When the host noticed, she stuck to him, literally. He was cursed to grow a new skin every night and live as a monster till it falls off in the morning. Tough break. But it gets really good. He's kind of a Swiss Army beastie. Everything he eats becomes a part of him, so he might have bear teeth and rabbit teeth and broccoli hands. Please stop. Do you guys see what I have to deal with? You love me. Yeah, but no. From what I can tell, it's just meat. And get this, those furs that he's been shedding every morning are alive. And they seem normal during the day, but when the sun sets, they turn into the Vicarwissen's zombie minions. Don't know if I'm saying that right, and I'll never say it right, no matter what. Which brings us to the destination. Like Stella said, the Vicarwissen comes from Slovenia. We're headed to the town of Brunwald to visit the Lundgren Mansion Museum. The original owner, Evelina Lundgren, used to be a really famous hunter back in the day. Sorry about that. Some time after she died in a hunting accident, quote-unquote, because that's not suspicious, a whole bunch of freaky hybrid pelts were discovered on her property. You can probably guess where this is going. According to the local legend, Lundgren didn't die at all. She was bitten by the Vicarwissen on a hunting trip, and when she started to change, her wife locked her in the attic. She spent the rest of her life trying to cure her, but when she died, Evelina got loose. Some say she's still roaming the property today, but is she? We're gonna find out. Remember that animal banquet I told you about? Well, it's a holiday in Slovenia. It's said, and I quote, that a terrible fate will befall anyone who wanders into the den of the Vicarwissen on banquet night. So there's more than one? Is that what I'm understanding? So someone bit this lady, and now she's another one? I assume? I mean, if it's a werewolf, then yeah, I guess. Okay, in this case, the den is probably the mansions. We're gonna buy some tickets, check out the pelts, and sleep over in the attic, which is super not allowed, but we have our ways. You're gonna do it anyways. Thank God nobody in Brunwald uses the internet. So there, we'll give you more updates once we finish packing. We should really get on that. Yeah, so you guys, this is the face of terror. This is the face of a serial killer right here. See you guys soon, and don't forget to subscribe. Oh my god. They're so damn happy. They're so damn happy. I'm gonna save every 10 minutes, so... Actually, that was 5 minutes, but, you know, welcome to Brunwell population. Really, really not a lot. You should have seen us on the trip. Maggie was praying up a storm. Tiny planes make me religious. There's another face of a really, really concerned person. I get that. Alright, in about an hour we're gonna meet with our contact. She's asked us not to reveal her name, but we can tell you a little bit about her. For one, she works at the Lundgren Mansion Museum. She's the one that's going to get us into the attic on banquet night. She's also the one that messaged us about the Vicarwissen back in June, so basically you don't like this year's evening abroad, blame her. We're kidding, obviously. She's great. And so is Savinia. Everybody's been really accommodating. That said, there's been some fishy stuff, too. Oh, definitely. You'll notice we haven't included any pre-investigation interviews. Usually we try to, but the people here do not want to talk about Lundgrens. It's fair. It's a legend of demons or monsters, or like there's any difference. Well, they do, but they don't want to talk about the myth, just the lady. Now we've been doing this a long time, we're used to people thinking we're nuts. I also think you're nuts. When you show up in well, it's a video game, so I can't really, you know... I talk to myself, and now I have a YouTube channel about talking to myself, so I'm not any less nuts than you guys. When you show up in Point Pleasant asking about the Mothman, people roll their eyes, but they'll talk to you. This feels different. We can't tell if they're offended or superstitious or what. They just clam up. They just don't want to talk about it. That's what it is. As weird as that is, it could actually end up being really good for us. It's clear that the people of Brunwell at least know what we're talking about. They just haven't had a whole lot of tourists coming around here asking these questions before. Their reactions make me think there might be some truth to the rumors that we've heard. If so, then we stand a very good chance of actually seeing the Vicarwissen on Thursday. I feel like now is a good time to remind everybody how important it is to approach this kind of thing skeptically. The second you start expecting that you're going to end up face-to-face with Bigfoot, you lose your credibility. We're debunkers first. Yeah, but you also can't be so skeptical that you're not going to have any fun. Basically, you want to be open-minded, but grounded. And nothing sucks more than thinking that you stumbled onto something really cool and finding out later that you overreacted. Anyway, we'd better get going. Can't keep our contact waiting. I feel like one of you is going to die. Possibly in my decision. There are almost no outlets or Wi-Fi or anything here, so this is probably going to be the last time we check in before the big night. Sit tight, guys. We'll see you at the banquet. So am I just watching this, or am I actually here? Okay, so it sounds like I'm just watching this. So they could both die, because I'm not playing as them. Okay, so we have some good news and some bad news. Earlier today, we took a tour of the museum, and it was awesome. But afterwards, we tried some traditional Slovenian mushroom soup, and Maggie has food poisoning. Okay, that's fun. But it's okay, we're gonna stay over, we're just not going to do it tonight. It's a bummer because we really wanted to make the banquet, but stuff happens. We'll be in touch sometime later this week with a new date. Wasn't that the big thing, though, is that you had to stay on banquet night? For it to, you know, come out. You guys have really screwed this up. In the meantime, I've got to go help Maggie out. Thanks for bearing with us, you really are the best fans ever. Would you put that jacket on properly? Ugh, what's that sound? It's a phone. Stella, you gonna get that? Stella? Wait, that's my ringtone. Crap. The world's spinning again as I get out of bed, but it's not as bad as it was before. That nap must have helped. Okay, so maybe I am still on them. It's kind of late now, though. Stella said she was going to bed early, but she's not here. Her number pops up when I turn my phone over. I guess I'm about to find out why. Yeah, so am I. So, let's save all over the place. I have 9 pages of save slots. I'm going to abuse them. I guess I'm about to find out why. I already said that. Don't be mad. What? Where are you? I'm at the museum. You went without me? I'm sorry, hon. I wanted to tell you, but you were just asleep. And Iona just showed up. She was really mad that we canceled, said this is all a waste if we didn't go on banquet night. I figured I could just get some pictures and be back before you even woke up, but what? Are you okay? I lost her. She got spooked by something and started babbling. Nothing she is saying has Nothing she was saying made any sense. Nothing I'm saying is making any sense. She handed me this big frickin' dagger, and then she just ran off. A dagger? Why would she just kill it? I don't know, I thought she might have gone up to the attic, so I ran up there too, but before I could find her, I heard something, like growling, I guess, like a dog. It freaked me out, I bolted, I just didn't know what— You guys don't do this very often, do you? Well, this is like the once a— or maybe, I wonder if this is like one of the real quote-unquote things that you guys have found. Alright, okay. Okay, first off, calm down. Where are you now? In the museum. Somewhere below the attic. It's a really big room. There's stuff everywhere. I'm locked in. How did you manage that? I told you I freaked. I should have gone back the way I came, but I didn't, and I'm not going back up there. Didn't you bring the pry bar? Yeah, but the doors are super old and the locks aren't. It's not doing anything. Will you come get me? Yeah, alright, give me a sec. You're the best, Mags. I know. How am I supposed to get you out? Iona said something about a master key. It's in her desk. Okay, in what room? She didn't say. Oh, for Christ's sake. Just hurry, please. Be careful. I can still remember the first time this happened. We were just kids messing around in Roanoke, and she wandered off. It scared the life out of me. Stella's always been incredible at getting herself into trouble. Leaving her alone for 5 minutes and she'll find an Indian burial ground. It's pretty cool, though. I do a lot of belly aching, but at the end of the day, seeing her get all excited about stuff is why I keep doing this. Contrary to popular belief, I'm really not that superstitious. Even though I might get caught up in the moment, sometimes I don't actually believe in this stuff. Sometimes I wish I did, but then there wouldn't be anybody left over to puzzle things out when we get into trouble. I probably should have a look around before I go. There might be something useful in here. Alright, Legend Hunter's pin. We set this out to our followers back in January. It's hard to believe what we've been doing this for 5 whole years. I guess time really does fly when you're having fun. Stella picked this up in town. I don't know what it's supposed to be, but the locals said it's good luck. What else we got? To the museum, Iona's letter. We'll give that a go in just a second. Doesn't appear to be anything else that I can mess with. What's this? It's the save button. Iona's letter. Alright, dear Legend Hunters, during your last live streaming event, you requested suggestions as to the location of your Halloween sleepover. This is the first letter we got from Iona. Her handwriting is amazing. Who even writes letters anymore? That's it? You're not gonna let me read the rest of it? I feel like this is something I should know about. Legend Hunter's pin. No, it doesn't look like there is anything in here. I think you lied to me, lady. So I'm Maggie right now, because Stella locked herself somewhere. Better get moving. Let's go. The museum is even creepier at night, and I guess that's not surprising given that we're here, but even Roanoke didn't get me this bad. Monster or no monster, I don't want us to stay a second longer than we have to. Stella said that she and Iona left the door open. Here goes nothing. Yep. Oh, hello. I'm here now. Stay calm, okay? It's probably like a mouse or something. It wasn't a mouse, Maggie. Yeah, I never heard a mouse growl. Right, it wasn't a mouse in Cornwall either. That's not fair. I'm just messing with you. Hey, what's going on? Are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. I think I'd better text you. Huh? Why? It's moving. I think it can hear me. Jesus, Stella, you can't just... Whatever, I'll just call her back, because I'm dialing a glance at the time. How's it midnight already? Did I just get cold in here? I don't know, but something's changed. This is all happening pretty quick. I guess I wasn't paying that much attention when I first— Shut up! Thank you. When I first walked in, but now that I'm looking around, I can see something on the front desk. There's scratches, long, thin ones. They look pretty fresh. A lot of times, your stomach knows you're in trouble way before your brain does. You get that dread, like a second heartbeat, that makes every hair on the back of your neck stand up. Trying really hard not to notice it now because I need to focus, but I'm not gonna lie, this is scary. Suddenly my phone screen lights up. What was that? I don't know. Are you sure you're okay? Just for safety's sake, I turned around and checked the front door. I just used it so it should be open, but of course it isn't. But for some reason, there are 2 sets of locks, one on the outside and one on the inside. I guess they could be some kind of timer, but why would it kick in at midnight? There's a couple minutes, at least, of eerie silence, and then my phone lights up again. Mags. It's the banquet. It's starting. Right, the banquet. I almost forgot about that. I mean, I didn't really expect to be anything big. These kinds of things almost never are. But there's a real chance that there's some truth to the stories we heard. Maybe there's something in the water that's making me see things, or maybe I'm just sicker than I thought. But honestly, it's probably just Iona. Stella said she was acting weird. This certainly wouldn't be the first time that somebody tried to scare us for publicity. If that's the case, then she'd better hope that I didn't find her before I find Stella. Skepticism first, remember. Suddenly a photo pops up in the chat. Holy crap! It's quite a knife you got there. Whoa. It is glowing! That's— the longer I stare at it, the weirder it gets. I have no idea what it means, but it probably isn't good. Don't touch it! One thing's for sure, I have to find that master key, and fast. It'd sure help if I at least knew where I was going. We took a tour before, but this place is like a maze. There has to be a visitor's guide or something. There's a guest book and brochures. A lot of dialogue. Banquet 2016. Join us this Thursday afternoon for soup and festivities. Okay, so it's, or is that? I don't know. Is it 2016? I don't know. This is not the evening. The Lundgren Mansion Museum stands as a glowing testament to its namesake, the great Evelina Lundgren. Born in the small town of Kolkata in 1842, Lundgren made her fortune in the fur trade. She settled in Brunwell as a young lady and quickly won over the locals with her sharp wit and giving nature. It goes on for 2 more pages. Did they seriously not put maps in these? I gotta say, though, it's really nice how weirdly progressive this place is. That's part of the reason we wanted to come. There's just not enough lesbian werewolf museums around, you know. Oh yeah, because they're talking about how her wife locked her up. Yeah, okay. Claw marks. These are really deep. They look like sort of a cat made them, but it would have to be a really big cat. Okay, so it's, you know, the thing that you're trying to avoid. Guest book. Maggie and Stella. Stella and I both wrote our names the first time we visited. They're still right here at the top of the page. She always draws a little kangaroo next to hers. At least that's what she tells me it is. That's rude. Trophy room. Gift shop. Nope. That sounded like a security door, but I'm sure I heard something just now. Iona? Come on, Iona, this isn't funny. I look around, but I'm still the only one here. One of the displays looked like it'd been knocked over, though. That must be what I heard. I remember this one. Stella and I were looking at it yesterday. Iona said it was a fox pelt. I'm not an expert on foxes or if anything, but I always thought they were way smaller than that. The display was all the way in the corner, but somehow the pelt ended up farther along the wall. That's weird. I go in for a closer look. Yeah, it's one of the zombie things. All of a sudden it jumps up. Its little glass eyes are wet and bright. They're bulging clean out of that flat, misshapen head that used to be its head. Wait, misshapen head that used to be its head? Is that what that's not what that said, is it? I really hope it isn't. It hisses and spits and then it's gone so fast that I hardly even believe it happened. That wasn't an animal. That was seriously just the skin, but it was alive. It looked right at me. I'm cold now, but I'm sweating. My heart's beating so quick that I'm afraid it might stop. We've been doing this for ages, and we've seen every crappy special effect there is. I can spot a fake a mile away. There wasn't anything fake about that, though. For once, I'm sure that this was the real deal. A genuine paranormal event. So in that case, we might actually be in some trouble. Seriously, it figures that when something finally turns out to be real, it's the awful werewolf corpse beast and not like the jackalope. I didn't want to call the police before because we'd absolutely get arrested for trespassing. If it's between going to jail for a night or 2 and getting eaten, I choose jail. I'm so freaked that I typed 911 into my phone 3 times before I remembered that we aren't in America. Luckily, I'm pretty sure I stuck the actual emergency number into my bag before I left the hotel. With shaky hands, I reach for it, type it in, and nothing. Static. It's the same the second time or the third. Maybe it's just my phone. Stella's locked up wherever she is, and so the last thing I want to do is scare her, but I have to try something else. Hey Stella, is your phone working? Well, yeah, I'm texting you. Well, no shit. Jesus. Can you call me real quick? I told you, I don't want to make noise. I'm not going to talk, I just want to see something. Well, that worked. I hear something shift behind me when my phone starts ringing, but by the time I turn around, whatever it was is already gone. Maybe she was right about not making noise. Okay, now call your mom. Why? I'll tell you in a sec. Static. The call keeps failing. Okay. I was afraid of that. I think the house is blocking the signal. Creepy. We should be recording. It's not a house. Did you bring the stuff? Forgot it. Boo. That was the dagger thing. I put it on the clock. I told you not to touch it. We are investigators. Yeah, well, I feel this town doesn't have an exorcist. Exorcism doesn't look that hard. You could Google it. Did you find the master key? Yeah, just got here, still looking. But by the way, just in case, what happens if you get bit by a Vicarwissen pelt thing? You turn into a Vicarwissen obs. Did you see something? I was really hoping that she wouldn't ask me that. I don't want to lie, but you did, didn't you? Don't know yet. Maybe. Are you still hearing stuff? Sometimes. I locked the attic door, though. Whatever is up there can't come down. Good. On my way. Or I will be, once I calm down. I'm pretty sure this is the gift shop. It's such a small museum that's kind of weird to me that they'd even have one, but then that's nowhere near the weirdest thing about this place. Alright. How about we save, because there's a lot of dialogue in this game, like holy crap. Savinian Truffle Tea. What was the other game that was like a lot of dialogue? Maybe you kinda... was kind of... It was, like, only dialogue, and, like, some decisions. It was... Fuck. Buried? The Lundgren conspiracy. Maybe we should start keeping track of this stuff. I'll just take a quick picture and send it to Stella. There. To me, the mere idea that a hunter has accomplished as Mrs. Lundgren would be so careless as to let herself be mauled to death is completely preposterous. Considering the oddity of that, alongside Catherine Lundgren's baffling decision to have her wife burned against the wishes of her family, and you'll begin to see my point. This whole thing reeks of fraudulence, and yet if the rumors are true and Miss Lindgren did indeed survive the attack and that is widely believed to have killed her, why was no one told? You think that would such an auspicious event would cause for celebration? It is. Truffle tea. The box says it's good for stress. Awesome. I'll take 12. How witty. Anything? Nope. Hallway, lobby. Lobby's where I came from. Hallway. Let's go to the cellar. Now this room, I remember. It's the wine cellar. Lundgren had a pretty nice collection. It's a shame that it's all just sitting here collecting dust. Lundgren's wines. And avid traveler Miss Lundgren made a point of purchasing a bottle or two in every city that she stopped in. Sorry. I did just wake up. Well, I woke up about 20 or 30 minutes ago, so... I'll just have a sip. What could it hurt? It could hurt a lot. That's just too good to pass up. I think I deserve a taste. Maybe I overdid a little. Don't drink the fucking wine. Wonder if that's killed me. Oh well, I have that saved just in case. So, hee. Anything else? Nope. To the gift shop. To the hallway. To the trophy room. To the tannery. Let's go to the trophy room. Oh, hello! That looks awesome! I want to play with that. There are display cases everywhere. I think this was Lundgren's trophy room. Who knew they actually gave out trophies for hunting? The other stuff too, pelts mostly, and some taxidermy. Given what I've been seeing, I have to wonder how much of it's still alive. Something's definitely pawing at its display case near where I'm standing. Part of me is curious. The other part knows that I'll regret looking. Shrieking pelt. To the lobby, to the hallway, to the lounge, to the tannery. We're gonna go to the tannery next. Hunting trophy. Of all her many hunting trophies, this was said to be Mrs. Lundgren's favorite. She reportedly insisted upon having her wife's name written in besides hers, even though she was not an official participant in the contest for which it was awarded. Without her encouragement, she said she would never have risked the shot that ultimately won her the day. That was Catherine, fearless and ever so daring. Adorable. Sign. Please do not touch the displays. Yeah, this one doesn't look like a display. This looks, kind of, you know, monster. This is not a normal animal. I wonder if this is the Vicarwissen. It's like right there, standing there. Watching me. Because I wouldn't be surprised. Shrieking pelt. The pelt then gay starts to shriek the second it sees me. I really wish it wouldn't. It's not making a lot of noise, but I'm kind of on edge as it is, and I'd rather not risk drawing attention to myself. Those tapestries look like they'd be easy to take down. Maybe I could cover the case. Cover the case? Definitely. I grab onto one of those tapestries and pull it off the wall. I'm trying to drape it over the case. The pelt inside suddenly jerks, and I pull it back. I didn't notice that the fabric is caught in the corner until it's too late to stop the whole case from falling over. It shatters. Uh-oh. The pelt comes rushing out at me. It grabs onto my leg and pulls it out from under me when I try to kick it away. Then it goes for my throat. Fuck! Okay. Dead end. Awesome, I could die. Totally for that. I wonder if I'll find every way to die. Because I think I did find every way to die in stasis. Or at least all of the ways that you could die without, like, you know, using the items on yourself. To the tannery. Let's go to the trophy room. Display cases everywhere. Blah, 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 blah. Seen it, seen it, seen it, seen it, seen it, seen it, seen it. Seen it. Save it. Save it. Save it. Save it. I did take a picture of that one, so I'm gonna save again. Because I don't know if those picture ones are important. But, this... How about no? Yeah, I don't want to fuck with that. If it's only like it's almost like I knew what happens if I fuck with that. It pulls my throat out. Hello. Ugh, it reeks in here. It's a foul, coppery smell like a garbage chute at a slaughterhouse. The further I get into the room, the worse it is. I pull my shirt up over my nose and my mouth to try and block it out, but it's persistent. Where's it even coming from? The fuck is that noise? I understood this room wasn't on the original floor plan. It was added on later when the community decided to make this place into a museum. Now it's supposed to be a tannery. During the day they run the workshops and stuff. From what I can tell, they lock all the knives and the salts up at night. What a shame. I would really love to get my hands on a knife right about now. Okay, that's definitely getting louder. I don't know where it's coming from. It sounds like coming from everywhere. If I'm going to look around, I'd better make it quick. Strange pelts. Strange pelt. This must be one of those weird pelts that the article talked about. Looks like a cat mixed with a rabbit, maybe. Hard to say. Well, it's missing its skin, so it's stuck to the wall pretty firmly. It probably wouldn't hurt just to get a little bit closer. How about... Do it! Ah! It suddenly lurches forward enough strength to shake the entire display. It jumps back, and for a second I think that I might have done so fast enough to avoid those teeth, but a sharp stinging sensation near the top of my hand tells me otherwise. Hey look, it's just a scratch, really. It barely even broke the skin, so it isn't a bite, right? It can't be enough to count. I'm sweating. It's the kind of cold weather that only used to happen when I'd have a nightmare as a kid. You get bitten by one, you turn into one. If it's possible, it isn't true. Even if some of the stuff is turning out to be real, it doesn't mean that all of it is. Legends change, especially if they get mixed up with other legends. Things get distorted. There's no time to stop and think about it now. If I do it, it'll get to me, and then we'll be finished. Stella will know what to do. When I find her, I'll show her, and she'll be able to fix this. For now, I'll move on. You're gonna die in the next room, aren't you? Brunwall Ledger, 1937. Preliminary inspection of the Lundgren Mansion Museum has turned up several oddities. The first of these is a collection of exotic pelts that have been stored quite haphazardly in the couple's attic. Their odd characteristics and massive size have on-site experts baffled. It's customary to honor any creature that you killed by offering in thanks for its sacrifice. If you do not, you risk aggravating the spirit, which will follow you on future hunts. In more extreme cases, they will come to live with you in your house, where they will feed on... Oh, no, that does make sense. Never mind. I thought it was come to life with you. No, come to live with you, where they will feed on you until you have paid them their proper respects. Sweet. I should really stop touching these animals, considering I just got the shit bitten out of me by one. Anything else? Doesn't look like it. Trophy room. Lounge is the area we haven't gone. Here's the lounge. There's newspapers all over the place. I feel for whoever originally organized those. I whip around. One of those skin monsters is wiggling around in a snare just a few feet away from me. During our first visit, there were all kinds of traps on display in this room, but Iona went out of her way to assure us they were too old and broken down to be dangerous. I guess the banquet thing must have restored them and set them. That's kind of unsettling, but they're doing their job, so I guess it kind of works in my favor. Something poking out of the case in the back of the room. I have to see what it is. After a quick around, I start forward, and... yeah. It takes me half a second to realize that I stepped on something that I probably shouldn't have stepped on any longer, and I've ended up with a couple 100 pounds of steel clamped around my ankle. Bear trap? Yep. By some miracle, I managed to get out of the way before it closes. Okay, so it looks like there's like QuickTime events, kind of, where you have to click a button, because there was that ticking noise, and I assumed that was like a timed one. Christ almighty, is all you have to say. Remember what I said about the traps working in my favor? I take it back, yeah. Well done. Save that. Which one am I gonna need to save scum? This one, if if biting turns out to get me killed. Oh well. To the trophy room. Anything else? Lundgren dead. Brunwall Ledger, 1887. Miss Evelina Lundgren's highly publicized trip to the Bleeding Forest came to a tragic end yesterday evening when a beast attacked her campsite, killing her. Catherine Lundgren suffered minor injuries and expected to return to Brunwall as early as Thursday. Lungard's prize Shakshan. She takes her name Bilha from the old Savinian word for princess. Don't know if that's how you say it. I can't pronounce that, so Betty. Oh, see? I'm not the only one. Wow. Is this thing actually loaded? Sure hope it still works. Come on, Betty. You're with me now. I stole a shotgun. The Bleeding Forest. As its name suggests, the Bleeding Forest is notorious for the many lives that it has claimed. This year alone has seen more than 17 travelers vanish into its depths. This is more likely due to the sheer number of predators that live in the area, but like any place with such a tragic history, it has also inspired a number of urban legends. Some say that the forest is home to the Vicarwissen, a monster from ancient Savinian folklore. In a twist of irony, the creature can indeed claim responsibility for some of the disappearances, as many of these who went missing had come to the forest in search of it. Anything else? Doesn't look like it. Hallway, trophy room. Already been to all these. Something smells really good. To the lounge? Not in the lounge. To the dining room. Oh, we have a dining room. I didn't go on that. God, that smell. Shouldn't be able to get comfortable in the place, but I swear it smells just like my mom's shepherd pie. Actually, it keeps changing. A second ago, it was turkey with stuffing and cranberry sauce, and then it was melted chocolate chip cookies and beef stew with onions and garlic, and you are hallucinating, woman! It's just so good, and I'm so hungry all of a sudden. That's weird. Just a couple of hours ago, I was puking my guts out back at the hotel. My stomach hurt too much to even think about food, but I'm alright now. I'll eat whatever that is. I don't care who made it or where it came from or anything. My mouth's watering just thinking about it. You're about to die. Ooh, lovely. There's music playing when I push open the door to the dining room. It sounds like a piano. I don't see one around, and I guess that should worry me, but it doesn't. I'm way too focused on all that amazing food. It's right there on the table. The cookies, the stew, everything. I rush forward and reach for a turkey leg, but someone else beats me to it. Huh. Or something else. There are claws peeking out from underneath the thin, leathery shape that I thought was a hand. And just like that, I came back to my senses. I move away quickly so that I almost crash into another of the beasts that had just joined me. She doesn't seem to notice, neither does the first one. She just keeps right on pulling legs off that turkey. They're just plain awful to look at, mostly because I can't figure out what the hell they are. At first, I think they could be pelts, but they don't move like animals. They sure look like animals, but they're walking around on two legs. Their eyes are wrong, too. They're this creepy blank bluish color, with no pupils or anything. Many of them are trying unsuccessfully to hide their paws and tails and snouts underneath curtains of very pale leather. Actually, now that I get a better look at it, it almost looks like it could be skin. They're wearing human skins. Oh, that's fun. Most of them had shot beyond recognition, but some still have hands and ears. Hair, even. Fingernails. Lovely. I think I'm gonna be sick. They still don't see me. I don't know how that's possible because I'm standing right here, but whatever. I don't care. I just want to get out of here. I would not touch that if I were you. So we're gonna save like a bitch and then touch it anyways. That food smells really... I try to ignore it, but as soon as I'm passing by the table, I can't help but give it one last look. If the monsters can't really see me, then would it be matter if I just took a little bite? How about... No! No, I can't. It's a trick. It has to be. Of course it is. They fell down the stairs for a second there. I'm completely out of the breath by the time I make it to the top of the stairs. Either way, there were more of them than I realized, or I was going much faster than I thought. Maybe both. It takes a lot to rattle me. Seriously, I can deal with noises and traps and zombie pelts if that's what it takes to get us home. That dining room, though, that messed me up. I don't even want to know what that was. I'll be happy if I never have to think about it ever again. I'm upstairs. Find the master key yet? No. Okay, keep looking. It might be up here. Though I saw a desk in the library. How are you doing? I want to say I'm fine. I start to type it, but I can't. She hates it when I do that anyway. She's always saying that I shouldn't try to bottle stuff up. I should ask for her help. I should be honest at least. And so, not so good. Now the floodgates are open and I'm typing a mile a minute. I tell her about the pelts, the dining room, everything. I feel guilty about it too because she's stuck. She can't even run like I can. Still, I have to. I can't do this alone. This is happening still. It's really happening. I'm freaking out. I sit down at the top of the stairs and watch her type and delete and type again. Finally, there's a message. I shouldn't have split us up. That's the #1 rule of adventuring, and I broke it. Put us both in danger. I'll do it better next time. Yeah, but what if there isn't one? There's another thing I can't bring myself to type. I wish I could tell myself it's because I don't believe that. Maybe she was onto something, though all these times that she asked me to be more open because telling her helped. I'm still jittery, but I can do this, I think. I take a breath. This is really bad. It might even be the worst thing we've ever run into. But in the end, we always make it. We find a way. Mags, you're the toughest person I know. Stay strong. Yeah, I will. Heart. Also heart. Time to find a way. Okay. Oop. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are done here. Thank you so much for sticking with me. Hope you stop by again. Actually, fuck it. First, I'm really enjoying this. I don't know why, because, I don't know, it's like, it's mostly dialogue, but, like, unlike Stasis, there's actually other stuff to do. Or, like, the dialogue is kind of the main thing of the game. Is you narrating yourself instead of, like, showing me the things, and then also having hundreds of documentaries to read while you do things. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we're done here. Thank you so much for sticking with me. Hope you stop by again. So I'll see you then if you do.